Senior Product Manager for Adobe Spark, Chloe McConnell.
It's our team's job to make sure that you are using Spark efficiently and effectively across everyone that you want to work with. And that's because right now there's such a higher demand for creating social media content. A key part of working remote is being able to use the same content across your team. Really excited about this. Is a hot off the press new feature for Adobe Spark. This is the ability to access your team's shared assets through Creative Cloud libraries. Two big tips whenever you're inviting someone to a project: ensure that it's named, and then two, be sure to add a message. But a project that is in a collaboration state has this person icon on it right here. But we are working on some exciting features that are coming down the pipe later this year and early into next year. We want to talk to you. We want to hear what you have to say. Please engage with us because you're only going to help us make the product better for you.
And welcome for our last live of the month. I'm so excited. Today we have with us our Senior Product Manager for Adobe Spark, Chloe McConnell. Thank you so much for coming on live with us.
Of course. Hey, Courtney, thank you so much for having me today. I can't wait to go through this all with everyone.
I'm so excited. This is your guys' opportunity. If you have any product questions, not any product questions, but a lot of product questions we can answer for you here today. Make sure you put those in the comments. I'll be moderating for Chloe. She's got an amazing walkthrough for how to improve your remote team workflows. We're all working from home these days, and most of us are probably going to be working from home through the end of the year, if not permanently, because a lot of companies are saying, hey, well, if you guys did it so far, let's keep this party going. So Adobe Spark has a lot of solutions to help your team work better. And that's why we brought Chloe on today to talk about the different options that we have available for you and your team. So take it away, Chloe.
Thanks so much, Courtney. So as Courtney said, I'm the product manager for Spark for Teams. And so what that means is it's our team's job to make sure that you are using Spark efficiently and effectively across everyone that you want to work with, whether that's your coworkers, your clients, or even just your friends to co-create content. And so I'm excited to share some tips with you today on how to create better while remote. And this is, really important for us right now. I don't know about you guys, but we've been working from home on the Spark team for over 3 months now. And so, and it's a long time, and it's going to be a lot longer. And so we're settling into these like routines, right, of how we work from home. But personally, and I know that a lot of us on the team feel this way, working from home is overwhelming. There's so much stuff to do. You feel isolated, and it's easy to lose sight of the heart of the work when you're not all in the same place. I mean, I assume, Courtney, how have you been feeling with it all?
I mean, it's funny because I worked from home as a social media manager before any of this happened, but having everybody move online, it's been its own unique form of stressful. And it's honestly like it takes more energy now to do the same amount of work. And I mean, that's why efficiency, I love that you're like tapping into that topic so specifically, because like we need more efficiency in our workflows in general. That's everybody, because I don't have children, but I imagine anybody who's also working at home and your kids are your coworkers at this point, you're just like, how can I get what I need done quicker, but I still want my work to be good?
Yeah, 100%. And we're not the only ones feeling this way. And if you guys listening in, if you're feeling this way, definitely leave us a note in the comments and let us know how work from home is changing how you're creating content and how you're working across your team. On the Spark team, we talk to users every single week, often multiple times a week. And what we're learning from our users is that they're feeling strained. And there's two big areas that people are feeling strained work from home right now. And one of them, Courtney, you nailed it when you said there's this increased need for efficiency. And that's because right now there's such a higher demand for creating social media content. Sales channels, marketing, advertising, your customers, everyone's moving online. And so there's so much more content that you have to create. But then on the other side, our schedules are just so unpredictable. You have kids at home, you have family. And so more content to create, unpredictable schedules, less time to create it right now. And so there's just this need to be more efficient. So I'm going to explain some workflows today of help you be more efficient.
Amazing.
And sorry.
Oh, I said amazing.
Awesome. Yeah. And then the other side of it is around the lack of inspiration. And so oftentimes like the heart of the work that we do comes from seeing people in person and who we work with and getting that energy from our teams. You
Mhm.
know, the feeling creative, and this is what so many people have told us, and you know, my coworkers at Spark and I feel the same way. Like creativity, it thrives on fun. It thrives on like stimulating novel experiences. And those are really tough to get when we're all like within these four walls
Yeah.
of our houses and we're not all together.
Yep. And that person to person is missing right now. Like, I try to give like hand symbols and, when I'm on live, but it really does make a difference that we're not together, that I can't just talk to you. I can't just run into you at the office and think, oh, I was just working on this. Like, oh, you're doing that. Like, it's not possible today.
Exactly, those chance encounters, but then also that support, right? Of if you're going through a problem and reaching out to someone and asking them for help, or feeling that intuition that you get from being in person. And so it's crucial now that like even though we're all apart, we really need to lean on our teams to help us be more efficient and then to also help inspire us.
We've got a couple
Yes,
flows that have come in. Rafael Hidalgo, he is calling, or he's watching from Mexico. So what's up? Thanks for tuning in.
amazing. Hey, Rafael.
And we have Alessandro. He says, hello, what's up, Alessandro? Thanks for tuning in as well.
Amazing. Awesome. Well, be sure to post in any questions. I'm going to switch over into a demo mode now to share some top tips in terms of how Spark works right now and really how it can help you be more efficient and help you inspire your team and feel inspired. So it might be a bit of a whirlwind. We have a lot of content to go through. But you can always go back and watch the replay as well if you want to dig into the details of some of these workflows. So the 5 workflows that I'm going to go through, the first one is going to be co-editing, so how to share projects with your team and work on them together. The second one is going to be using shared assets through Creative Cloud libraries, and then sending remix links to inspire your team. The fourth one is leveraging your social community. And then finally, but also very importantly, we'll end with organizing your content so that you can find it efficiently. Awesome. And so with that, I'm going to switch to share my screen.
Awesome.
Great. How does that look, Courtney?
It's looking good. Before you start, we got a couple more hellos coming in. We got Cisla Misla from Okanagan in Canada. What's up? Josh Palmer is tuning in from British Columbia. And Blake Scott says, aloha. Are you in beautiful Hawaii, Blake? Tell us, and can we go there with you? Just send someone.
Amazing. Big shout out to my fellow Canadians.
Nice.
So fun. All right, so here I am in the Spark editor, as you all know and love. And so the first thing that I'm going to walk through is co-editing. So I want to invite one of my coworkers to this taco project because for the purposes of today, I'll be running a small taco shop, which has always been a dream of mine. So there's 2 ways that you can invite, and I just miss eating a lot of delicious tacos from street trucks right now. So there's 2 ways that you can invite someone to a project. One is under share. You see this invite button here, but the even quicker way is we have the big invite button here at the top. So if I click on this, it'll bring up our invite sheet for Adobe Spark. And so all you have to do is simply type in someone's email who you want to send it to. I'm going to send it over to my friend Corgi Collaboration. As a fun insider look, Corgi is the name of and the mascot for our team in Spark, the little corgis. And so that's why maybe you'll see Corgi references around. And then the second thing I'm going to do is, did you know that, Courtney?
I didn't know that, but now
Amazing.
A lot of like thinking back when we were in the office, I'm like, oh, now that makes sense. And then, okay.
Yeah, this will have like corgi stickers everywhere.
Yeah, all clicking now.
Yeah, awesome. And then, so the second thing that you do is add in a message, as you can see here. So 2 big tips whenever you're inviting someone to a project. 1, ensure that it's named, and then 2, be sure to add a message. because in that way, when the recipient gets it through an email or through a notification, they know exactly what you're talking about versus getting something like you're invited to Untitled. That's not very helpful versus you're invited to Tacos Galore. And Chloe says, like, please add our brand colors. So that really sets up your recipient for success and doesn't mean that they have to send you a Slack or an email saying like, why did you send this to me?
This is awesome. I gotta say, this is the way that we have been communicating for the Spark Live marketing materials. Our design team has, and we've been going back and forth, and we'll be sending like updates. And it's been so helpful that we already had this in place when we were coming up with the concept of this live series. So we're using this internally. Go for it, you guys, externally.
Yeah, that's great to hear. And so once you've invited someone to your project, you'll see that the state of your project has changed. So this is a project that isn't collaborative, and you see there's a big invite button on it. But a project that is in a collaboration state has this person icon on it right here that shows that someone has been invited. If you want to manage those invitations, you can just click on that collaboration icon, and you can see there's a pending invite for Corgi. Corgi hasn't accepted yet. But you can always remove them. You can also remove someone from here after they've been accepted, or invite more people to join more people, add more people to the taco party.
Mhm.
Great. So now that I've invited someone to a project, I'm going to show what it's like to accept a project. So if you've been invited to a project, there's two ways that you'll find out about it. One is through an email. So say if you're outside of Spark, you can get an email and accept from there. And the second one is through this nifty new notification center that's just about 2 months old in Spark. And you'll see that there's a nice badge there saying that I have some notifications waiting. And so the notification center is your hub for everything you need to know about collaboration. So you'll see some requests, so where you have invitations coming in, but you'll also see notifications. So you'll learn if someone declined an invitation from you, if someone left an invitation. And in the future, we'll be adding in features like learning when someone accepts an invitation. And as a side note, this isn't only for Spark. So if you work across Creative Cloud, you'll also see invitations come in here for Illustrator or Photoshop or XD. So you have just one place to manage everything.
I did not know that.
Yeah, some fun tips. You can also manage your notifications here by marking them as read or dismissing them. So I'm going to go ahead and accept this invitation from my good pal Corgi. And once I accept it, it's actually going to take me right into the project. So I can just get working immediately. And so Corgi sent me this great shop local Instagram story. So I'm just going to make a few edits. So instead of saying we're open, I'm going to say our doors are finally opening for pickup. Perfect. Make it a little bit smaller. And I'll left align that. Awesome. And
Wow.
then there we go. So just like that, I've made a change, and Corgi will see that change on their end, and I can go ahead and post this and do whatever I want to continue my workflow. So a few things to note about project sharing is it's key for efficiency. I mean, on teams, everyone has a different area of expertise. You have someone who's more design savvy, someone who's better at marketing and copy. And then that way you can pass a project back and forth so that everyone can be efficient and work in their area of expertise to make your social media post or your flyer as good as it can possibly be.
Yeah.
Another great use case for it that we've learned from a lot of users is it's really helpful for that final feedback step where you've done something, but you're like, just want to send it to a boss or a coworker being like, can you make sure I didn't make a typo? And if you did, that they can just make a quick change and let you know that it's good to go.
Helpful. This is exactly what we did, me and Martin on the design team, because I have the social media expertise of like, this is how it's going to end up appearing. But then he's got the actual design expertise where he's like, okay, well, let me align this. And then this is how this has to work. And again, can't believe that we already had this in place when we needed to have that quick and efficient, creation process.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other thing I want to share is that project sharing and co-editing is also really fun to build office morale. and to inspire each other. So something that we do a lot on the Spark team is to create digital cards for each other. So this is an example of a card that we created when a coworker was having a baby, and we sent it around to the team. And everyone in the team was able to go in and add their own custom comment to it. We've also done this for birthdays or for milestones, and it's just a really fun way to be creative and tell the team that we're there for them.
This is so cool. I never even thought of this one that, we still, such an office culture thing to send around a card and have everyone sign it. And today, of course, like, you want to do it, but it's probably not even safe to do that today. So there is the digital option.
Exactly. It's a fun way to support each other and let everyone know that you care. Right. And so the next thing that I'm going to share, I'm really excited about. This is a hot off the press new feature for Adobe Spark. This just came out last week. And so this is the ability to access your team's shared assets through Creative Cloud libraries. And so, as many of you guys know, a key part of working remote is being able to use the same content across your team. You want to use the same photos, the same assets, the same graphics, the same stickers, and Creative Cloud Libraries is here for you to let you do that. So I'm back in this shop local post that I got through collaboration. And there's a few changes that I want to make to it. First of all, because we're a taco shop, I want to change the photo. So if I go to replace, and here I'll see a list of all the sources that I can replace the photo from. If your team is collaborating already in Dropbox, Google Photos, Google Drive, those are also great sources that you can use to access those content across your team. But the one that we're going to show today is through Creative Cloud Libraries. So when you click on libraries, you're going to see a list of not only your libraries, but the ones that are shared with you. And those are shown by that same collaboration icon that you saw on the project. And so if I open Le Capital Tacos library that my team shared with me, I'll see graphics in there, and then I'll also see a list of photos that I can put in there. So just like that, I've been able to place a photo that was shared with me through our Creative Cloud library.
Ooh, look at those tacos.
I know, I'm getting hungry. I'm gonna have to have an early lunch after this. A fun thing to share with libraries too is it's not just for placing photos. You can actually place Creative Cloud graphics from other apps, like from Illustrator and from Photoshop, as flattened images directly into your Spark. So one example is I've created a collection of gradients. Actually, I shouldn't take credit for these. I didn't create these. My teammates created these, who are much better at design than I did in Creative Cloud and in Illustrator. And then I can actually pick these gradients and move them into my project. And then they get flattened, and you get that beautiful gradient that's been created in a Pro tool directly in Spark.
Love it.
Yeah. And then the final fun thing, so I'm like, all right, this is sleek, but I want it to be fun and pop with tacos, is that you can also use it to place cutout illustrations. So I'm going to go to add a photo, back to my libraries. And this time I'm going to pick restaurant illustrations. And so in here, I'll have some beautiful illustrations that were done outside of Spark. And I can place these and click Move Freely, which is a newer cutout feature in Spark. So I can place this beautiful free floating taco right here.
You're killing it right now, Chloe. Wow.
And then it's ready to go. So as you guys can see, this is pretty central for efficiency in terms of getting all your team's assets all in one place, not having to look across multiple tabs and multiple apps, but it's also helpful for inspiration. If you don't know exactly what you want to do or what you want to build, open a library, see what illustrations were shared with you, see what gradients were shared with you, and get creating.
Claude from our team, Pichet, he says, Chloe, you're a designer.
Man, that means so much coming from you, Claude. Thank you.
Have Brandy.
We'll see if he's being facetious or not.
Let's see. Brandy says she loves using Spark. This is Brandy J. Campbell. Let us know how you're using Spark, Brandy. So curious. And if you're using any of these collaboration features, we'd love to know. And then Cisla Misla says, question not related to posters. Is there another way to save the presentation created in Spark other than PDF format?
Oh, that's a great question. So I imagine that they're asking about Spark Page. And so right now, Spark Pages can only be saved in PDFs, or you can publish them as a link that you can send out to your team.
Awesome. Rafael says, come to Mexico and let's have some tacos when this is over.
Please, please, I would love
Yes.
to. My first trip on the books.
Great. And then our friend in Honolulu, gotta find your comment, man. We're coming for you too. Don't worry.
Exactly, exactly. Amazing. And so a few more fun things to share. So the next one is around how do you inspire your team with starting points? And we have a feature on Post iOS, which is the ability to create a remixable link. And so I have a video of this feature right here. So I have this fun story that I've created around how are you preparing for our reopening? And I want others to be able to create from this as a template. So what I do is I, first of all, go up to click on share, as you can see up here, and then check the share settings that you want. And the first option is create a shareable template. And when you click on that, what Spark is doing is taking your post and turning it into a link and then copying that link to your clipboard that you can send out to anyone. And so once you create that link and you send it to others, I'm going to switch back to my Chrome. Awesome. What they can do is that they can then open that link, and here we go. This is what it would look like on their end. So you can send it to them. So you post it on Twitter and want all your followers to remix it, or you could also send it internally to all your colleagues and have them remix it. And then they can just simply click remix this design. And then they'll end up in the Spark post editor with their own version of that design, and they'll be able to swap in their photo, really make it their own, and then post that out to social on your own. And so there's two fun things about this feature that's worth mentioning. One is around efficiency. So sometimes, you just want to share starting points with your team and say, like, I've designed something and I just want you to swap in the photo. You can create a link, send it to them, and then they can just swap in the photo. So you've created that efficient workflow. And the second is around inspiration. So you want to engage with your followers, send them something that they can really engage with and add content to. And the other fun thing, and this goes more to the morale side, is around using this to create fun contests. And so I'm going to show an example here that Chrissy, an amazing member of our design team, created. We had a fancy hat day back when shelter in place started. So because everyone's pretty well dressed from the waist up, we were like, let's have a day where everyone wears fun hats. And so Chrissy made this awesome post with a remixable link and then sent it out to the entire Spark team so that they could swap in their photo and then pick which one fun hat that they wanted to put up. And what it resulted in our internal messaging was just a slew of funny photos of people with these funny hats on, and it was great. Everyone got a laugh, and it was a good way to feel connected.
That's amazing. Oh my God.
Yeah, right? She's brilliant. So good. So the fourth area of how Spark can help you work better across your team is actually around getting team feedback and going beyond just Spark to leverage your community. So let's say you've done your post, you're ready to put it on social, but then you have maybe two variations in mind, or you're not quite sure if the text is legible enough. And you could just ask someone on your team, but really you want third-party feedback. Like someone who doesn't have the whole context that can really let you know what resonates and what will work well. And that's where community comes in. And so on the Spark side, we have this amazing community called Spark Insiders. It's over 25,000 strong right now, and it's filled with passionate creators. And what you can do in that community is you can post up variations of what you created. I'll show some examples here. And then ask them, which one's better and why? Can you give me feedback and help me create this, improve this content before I put it out to social? You can even say, hey, I did some freelance work and I'm working on a logo. Which logo do you prefer? Do you have any suggestions to make it better? Or you can just put one variation and say, hey, just what are your thoughts on this cover for a business Facebook page? And so through Insiders, you can really help the community inspire you to take your content to the next level, but it can also help you be more efficient where you're like, I've been banging on these two versions back and forth for an hour. I just need a third-party opinion so I can just knock this out and get this out the door.
Yes, that is a definite strong conversation that we always have in the Spark Insiders group. Everyone's always asking for feedback, and everyone's also giving really good feedback as well.
Yeah, it's such a smart group and everyone really cares. And the fun thing about it too is that you do get that feeling of community. And so you can feel some support. It's not just a place for getting feedback on two variations, but it could be like, I'm stumped on an idea. Can you help me get started? Or what are your favorite channels if I'm trying to get this message across? And it's also a way to connect with the product team. So if you're using Spark and like, I can't be efficient right now, I'm blocked because this workflow doesn't exist. We're in there, we'll answer. We can give you tips or let you know when a feature is coming to help you.
Amazing.
Yeah, so a big plug to join Spark Insiders if you haven't yet.
Come on in, join the fold.
Join the fun. Awesome. And so one more fun feature to share, and that's about organization. So you created all this content, you're creating posts every single day, and what are you going to do with all of it? It's central to your efficiency to be able to organize this content and find this content. So in terms of organization, there's two things I recommend. The first thing is creating folders. And so you see we have this folder icon on the top right, and I can say my IG campaign. I'll just say IG campaign, have it be short and sweet, and it'll create a folder for me with that name. And I've already said this before, but another big thing for organization is you also want to name your projects. Because if everything is my post, my post, my post, it makes it really hard to go back and find what you're looking for. So there's two ways that you can move something to a project. You can drag and drop it. You can also have multiple select and drag and drop, or you can move it from the contextual menu. So I'm going to drag those into there and get them all organized so that I can find them later. And then in terms of finding your content efficiently, there's a few new features that we've released that some of you guys might not know about in terms of finding projects in Spark. These have come through in the last few months. And so the first one, and honestly, this is one of my favorite views in Spark, is this recent tab that you click on up here. And what it is it's a flat list view of all your projects across yours and your projects that are collaborative and your teams that are shared with you, sorted by most recently. And so it's a quick way to click into a project that's recent that maybe is buried a few levels deep in a folder. And if you want to find what folder it's in, the folder is listed here. This column shows you whether it's collaborative or not. This column shows you what type of Spark project it is. And you can also do some actions directly from here as well, which is great in terms of efficiency. And so this is a view that I really love to quickly find something. And last, but definitely not least, is project search. So this is one that has been asked for a long time, and we're excited to finally deliver this in Spark. And so up here, you have this beautiful box that says search for your projects. And so say I want to search for one called congrats. And this is why naming is important, by the way, because if everything is called my post, it makes it a lot harder to find it. And so you put in congrats, and then we can surface the project with that exact name for you. And you can open it up. You can do actions on the project directly from here. And then you're good to go.
This feature saved my life yesterday. I had to access a project.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was trying to find a project that I haven't accessed in about a month at this point. And I was just like, oh my God, like there's been so much happening in this account. I was like, wait, just search it. And there it was.
There it is. Exactly. It's a beautiful thing. You can find something that you created 3 years ago in Spark, all through project search. Yeah, so thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. I know that was a bit of a whirlwind.
So helpful though. I mean, this is great because we were going to keep the replay up so you can go back and really just walk through each step that Chloe has shared with us. And I know that they're going to be so useful for your teams, because we're going to keep working remotely. So whether it's useful today, whether it's useful and you're watching this a month from the time that we're filming this, like have at it. This has been so helpful. We have quite a few questions that have come in for you, Chloe.
Oh, great. Do we have time, Courtney, to go through some of them? Up to you.
We got time. Okay. So Blake Scott, our friend in Hawaii, he asked, is there a way to change the link for Spark page so it's more personally branded? Also, is Premiere Rush included with the Adobe Spark package?
Great questions, Blake. So in terms of changing the link, that's not something that you can go through directly in Adobe Spark. So we do create that one generic Spark link, but you can go to external sites. There are specific link customization sites that you can go to that we recommend. So you can personalize that link before you share it out with clients or with friends or whoever you're interested in sharing with. And then the second question about Premiere Rush is a great one. So Premiere Rush is not included in the Spark individual plan if you're just buying Spark on its own. But if you have the Creative Cloud subscription, then you get access to Premiere Rush in addition to Adobe Spark.
I'm pulling up another great question that came in. Okay, Raphael asked, also, when you use the brand part and someone creates the branded templates, can everyone have the branded assets all at one time?
That's a great question. And so the way that branding works right now is that if you're sharing a project with someone else who also has a premium subscription, they have the ability to edit that branded project, but they don't have access to all your branded assets yet. But we are working on some exciting features that are coming down the pike later this year and early into next year that's going to unblock that exact workflow that you described. So maybe there's room for a sneak peek to your workflow live in a few months from now, but to show exactly what we're working on to help you create those branded templates or create branded templates and share them with your teams so that they can also create on brand with all your brand assets.
Cool. Cecila asks, how do I access the link? I think this first Spark page when Spark is down.
Oh, that's a really good question, actually. And unfortunately, if Spark is down, you likely won't be able to access the link or grab those links from Spark. One thing you could do that we've talked to users that have done is create your own like Google Sheet or Excel sheet with all your Spark links saved in there as an organizational tactic, because then it can have the name of the page and then the link in there. And then that way you always have them on your fingertips in case you're unable to access them at any moment.
That is so smart. Let's see. Randy told us I use Spark to make Instagram posts for my entertainment news outlet. I use it to make my website, The Curly Traveler. I will be visiting that. I also use it to make thumbnails for my YouTube page. It's just me, so there's not team sharing, but I use it almost every day. Exactly. That's
awesome.
That's exactly what Spark was originally intended for, like the single entrepreneur where you're the marketer, designer, you're the face of your brand, and you're killing it. I want to see this. I'm so excited. Thanks for sharing the link too. Okay, any other questions? Now is that time, guys. Raphael says the shareable template is cool at an event and you can create a QR code that you can have on an event poster and have people remix it and share it with a hashtag. Thank you.
Amazing idea. Love it.
Awesome. He says he actually, you should check out these comments when we're done, Chloe, because this is awesome what everyone's sharing. He said, I made this magazine cover to remix. People are using Spark to make magazines. It's amazing.
I'm so excited to get it going there and have a conversation with all of you all right after this.
Yay. Okay. There's lots of thanks and kudos and things. And so, yeah, this has been amazing. Thank you so much, Chloe. Oh, wait, Cleopatra's here. Yes. That feature. Okay, I'm going in order. That feature became really helpful once I started actually naming my projects. Yes.
Yes. See, told you. It's an important step. Do it as you go, and then that way you'll be set for your Spark life.
Yes, and she says she loves using Spark to create graphics for her WordPress site since they have to be exact sizes. Yes, custom resizing in Spark is amazing. All right. Well, that's all we have for today. Thank you again, Chloe. This has been so helpful, so thorough, and have a wonderful rest of the day.
Yeah, thank you so much, Courtney. And thank you everyone for tuning in and your awesome questions. It's been wonderful chatting with you, and never hesitate to reach out, whether it's on Twitter or through the Facebook groups. We're here for you as a product team for Spark. We want to talk to you. We want to hear what you have to say. So please engage with us, because you're only going to help us make the product better for you and to serve your needs. So really, really appreciate it.
Oh, you're the best. All right. Thank you all for joining us live as well. This has been a great conversation today. Great questions. Keep them coming. We're online. We are here for you. And we'll see you next month.